Welcome back to my channel. I am back with another review, so if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you know every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much to everybody who has subscribed to my channel. I appreciate you all, and let's just get right into this review. So this episode picks up where the last one left off, where Natalie decided to put together a house meeting because she wanted everybody to try to squash their beef before they ended up going to dinner, because she let everybody know that Asian Doll was going to be joining them. And we all know that when Natalie puts together these house meetings, they never really go anywhere, and she only does it because she wants them to fight, because obviously it brings more eyes to the show when the fights take place. But at the very beginning of this house meeting, things actually started off pretty well because Jayla and Biggie ended up squashing their beef, and Tinkerbella and Diamond the Body said that they were done fighting each other too. I hope that they all stick to this, because I was honestly tired of the drama between Jayla and Biggie and the drama between Tinkerbella and Diamond the Body. But things ended up taking a complete left turn when Gretchen ends up showing up, because obviously a lot of the girls have an issue with her because she keeps saying the N-word. She keeps apologizing for saying it but then using the word again, and so she tries to explain herself and apologize to the people that she offended. But as soon as she points out that Meatball was the one that attacked her first, the first time that they even met each other in person, that's when Meatball ends up hopping out of her seat ready to fight Gretchen. Both of them are standing up, they're ready to fight, and Gretchen ends up swinging on Meatball first. Unfortunately, she didn't really connect that hit, and she ended up getting dragged across the floor by Meatball. Like, I'm sorry, but Meatball was dragging Gretchen across the floor like she was a rag doll, and it was crazy to see. They actually ended up fighting 2 rounds, but security ended up breaking up the second round pretty quickly, and Gretchen was pissed off at this point because she feels like she constantly has to fight every single time she walks into a room, and she's over it at this point. And look, I understand why she would be over it. I wouldn't want to fight every single time I walk into a room too, but she keeps on saying the N-word, and I don't understand why she keeps doing it, because even in this situation, she ends up saying it again when she's going back and forth with Meatball, and I don't understand why she keeps saying it. I'm just feeling like at this point the word is in her vocabulary, and even though I don't agree with her saying it, nothing that they do is going to stop this girl from saying the word, because she keeps saying it anyway and then keeps apologizing after saying it. But somebody actually made a really good point in my comment section last week when I reviewed last week's episode of the show, where they said that Gretchen says the N-word more than the black girls on the show do, and that's true. I don't hear the girls saying the N-word as much as Gretchen has said it, and I don't understand how. Like, that's really weird to me. Like, if they're not even saying it, you should be fine with not saying it. So at this point, I don't know what's gonna happen with Gretchen. I'm honestly tired of seeing them fight her every single episode. I'm tired of hearing her say the N-word, because I don't think she should be okay with saying it. She keeps saying that her kids are half black and that she has some black family members, and to me, that should be every reason why she doesn't say the word. Having mixed children doesn't mean that you should feel okay with saying the word. If anything, that should make you not want to say it at all. However, I'm tired of seeing them fight her every single episode over this. I feel like they should just send her home at this point, because every single time she walks into a room, she's going to end up saying the word, and they're going to end up fighting her again. Now, Gretchen does apologize for saying the word once again in this episode, and then she ends up apologizing to Jayla for the bite mark on her chest, and Jayla did say that she appreciates Gretchen apologizing to her. However, she can't guarantee that she's not going to fight her again, because she's really affected by this bite mark on her chest. And look, I would be upset if I had that ugly ass bite mark on my chest too, like Jayla has, especially because Jayla has a swimsuit line, so she likes to model her outfits. Nobody wants to walk around with a really ugly mark on their chest. However, she was being a little bit dramatic when she said that her children are going to see this mark on her chest, and she's going to have to explain it to them in the future. By the time she has children that are old enough to even notice the mark on her chest, that mark will be long gone, or it will barely even be able to be seen. So I just feel like she was being a little bit dramatic about that, but I do understand why she's upset that she has this bite mark on her chest. But I will say I'm glad that Natalie was able to calm everything down finally, because for the most part, she just sits there and lets the drama happen, and she never tries to actually calm things down. This time she was able to calm things down, and they were actually all able to go to dinner together without anybody fighting Gretchen. Now, I'm sorry, but I was laughing when Natalie and the girls ended up walking into the restaurant to sit down to eat, because Natalie made the comment that every time she goes out to eat with these bitches, she never actually gets to eat. And I agree with her, because I am so annoyed every time I watch them go out to eat together, because for the most part, they fight the entire time and you never get to see them eat. Now, Mariah decides that she's going to wear sneakers out to dinner, and she's not going to wear her hair out. She wore it up in 2 buns, I believe, because she knew that she was going to end up probably getting into a fight with Asian Doll. They have beef because of something that Asian Doll said on social media. I guess Mariah inserted herself into whatever Asian Doll was saying. I really don't know the origin of their beef because I don't pay attention to Mariah or Asian Doll. So if you know exactly why the two of them got into it, let me know down in the comment section. Now, I'm not a fan of Asian Doll, but she looked really pretty when she walked in, even though she was dressed down. She had on sweatpants and slides, and she had her hair braided back, but she looked really good to me. And to me, she came in with pretty good energy. I mean, she walked around the room and said hello to everybody. She even walked by Mariah and she didn't put her hands on her, which Mariah tried to make it seem like Asian Doll was a punk because Asian Doll walked by her and didn't do anything. And that's actually what ended up starting the argument at the table, because Asian Doll said hello and went up to everybody except for Mariah. And Mariah made the comment that if Asian Doll was really about it, she would have put her hands on her when she walked by her. Mariah was really doing too much though at this dinner, because Asian Doll really wasn't doing too much but sitting there. She was making comments here and there, but she wasn't doing as much as Mariah Lynn was doing. And it was kind of weird. Like, Mariah got up and was calling Asian Doll a rag doll and all this stupid shit like that. And then she started talking about how Asian Doll allegedly slept with a bunch of drill rappers, which I'm confused as to why Mariah Lynn is talking about who people slept with and how many people they slept with, because doesn't she have a whole song talking about how she used to be a hoe? So I just don't understand why she was doing that. But during the back and forth between Asian Doll and Mariah Lynn started saying that, you know, Asian Doll looks like she was left in the microwave too long. And I was reading the comment sections about this comment that Mariah Lynn made, because when she first made the comment, I was like, oh my God, what is she trying to talk about? Her complexion? But then I was wondering if she was talking about maybe the plastic surgery that, you know, Asian Doll has had. But I really don't know what Mariah Lynn meant by this comment, because after she made the comment about the microwave thing, she started saying how Asian Doll was making comments about nobody wanting dark-skinned girls and all these comments like that. That was really disrespectful to dark-skinned women. And so I really don't know what Mariah Lynn meant with this whole microwave comment, but I'm just confused. But I hope that she didn't mean it about, you know, Asian Doll's complexion, because that would be really messed up. And that would mean that everybody there needs to give Mariah Lynn the same treatment that they've given Gretchen. So I'm wondering what she meant by that, and I'm waiting for her to come out and explain what she meant by that comment. But as much as Mariah Lynn and Asian Doll tried to fight, security would just not let it happen. Security would not let them get close to each other at all. And I'm starting to think that maybe the restaurant requested that they don't fight there because they just did not want that at their restaurant. Because if this was any other place, they would have fought already, because that wouldn't be the first time they fought in an establishment. Now, the next day, Natalie ends up gathering all the girls together, and before they end up going ATV riding, which I thought was going to be fun to watch them do, they ended up getting together to all have a conversation. And that's when Anna decided to finally join the rest of the cast. She wasn't with them for a while because she was on the injured reserved list, so I think she had something wrong with her face. Like, I think she said that she had a fracture in her face or something, and so the reason why they kept her away is because if she would have gotten into a fight and somebody would have hit her in the face, she would have had a huge problem at this point. So I think it was good that they made her sit it out for a while. Now, they end up going ATV riding, and it wasn't that fun to watch them do it because they were driving like they were scared. I don't know if it was because they were told not to go really fast, but it was kind of boring watching them do it. I wish they would have more fun moments on this show too, because if the Bad Girls Club is what they're trying to emulate, then part of the reason why we enjoyed the Bad Girls Club is because it wasn't just fighting. We actually saw them have some really good and fun times. So I feel like they need to include a little bit more fun stuff in the episodes as well. But after they go ATV riding, they're all standing in the grass, like lined up the way that they was at the beach for the bonfire, and I knew that something was going to end up happening. And basically, Natalie was trying to talk and Mariah Lynn was talking over her because Mariah Lynn wanted to fight Asian Doll. So Mariah Lynn jumps up and she's basically trying to square up with Asian Doll. They start fighting and Asian Doll is obviously winning the fight in my opinion. But I thought it was stupid that they didn't just end up showing the entire fight. They didn't have to show what happened after the fight in this episode, but they could have at least showed the whole fight, because I just really don't see the point in waiting for next week. But from what I saw, Asian Doll was definitely winning that fight. And they ended up showing previews for for next week's episode. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm really annoyed at these girls for what they do to Bianca, because they're all getting mad at Bianca because Bianca did not jump in for Mariah Lynn. But I'm confused as to why Bianca has to jump in for Mariah Lynn when she's having a one-on-one fight that she initiated in the first place. Because when Bianca fought Sapphire, because of the way that Sapphire and Sukiyana did Mariah Lynn last season, Mariah Lynn was not for it. She did not jump in to defend Bianca at all. And when everybody was going to Mariah Lynn saying that Bianca isn't acting like a real friend because Mariah told her she doesn't have beef with Sapphire anymore, and Bianca decided to fight her anyway, Mariah Lynn did not defend Bianca against those people saying those things about her. And nobody is also talking about how Bianca had Mariah Lynn's back in that fight that she had against Callie too, because in that episode where Mariah Lynn was claiming that Callie bumped her, when Mariah Lynn snatches up Callie from behind and starts hitting her, Bianca jumped in that fight and started hitting Callie too. So I don't understand why they're acting like Bianca always has to jump in to have Mariah's back, but I have yet to see Mariah do anything to show that she has Bianca's back. And why wasn't anybody requiring Tasiki to jump into that fight between Asian Doll and Mariah Lynn? Because didn't a few episodes ago Mariah Lynn just fight Jellybean on behalf of Tasiki? So why doesn't anybody think that Tasiki should be trying to defend Mariah Lynn against Asian Doll? Why is everybody coming against Bianca? Because to me, I feel like Bianca actually showed that she's a friend to Mariah, or at least that she'll have her back if there's a fight that breaks out. But I have yet to see Tasiki jump into any of Mariah's fights or have Mariah's back at all. And I feel like the other girls are too scared of Tasiki to call her out on that, so they decided that they were going to go after Bianca instead, and I really don't think that that's right. Like, what exactly has Mariah Lynn done this season to show that she's an actual friend to Bianca for Bianca to have to jump in all of her fights? I just really was not feeling that at all, and I know I'm going to be pissed off watching next week's episode. So those are my thoughts on this week's episode of Baddies Caribbean. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button for me. I appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos and hit the notification bell so that you know every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much to everybody who has subscribed to my channel. I appreciate you all, and until next time, I will talk to you guys in my next video.